Clue scenario. It's like Dr. Love in the bedroom with the cock. It was amazing. There are only a few circumstances in which, you can get your erect penis covered in blood, as period sex, or if you gotta kill someone with it. Stab someone to death. And I was like, well, under what circumstances would I murder someone with my cock? I figured, well, if I had to kill a gay guy that I kinda liked, then I gotta kill him, I don't have a choice. Might as well die with a smile on his face. I don't know what they like. They might like killing each other with their cocks. You judgmental people. Well, some people accuse me of being homophobic, but that's inaccurate. I don't fear homosexuals, I hate them. When they stop coming into this country and taking our jobs. Hey, if that isn't true, why aren't I figure skating right now? Huh? Why aren't I figure skating? Next guy coming on the stage is also a very good friend of mine. He's probably the 17th most famous guy from Orleans. He was at Just for Laughs in Montreal last week. He watched a lot of shows. So hopefully he stole some good material. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here for you now, Mr. Dave McConnell, everybody!
Good to be here. I admit I'm a little bit nervous. Haven't had this much bright light and attention focused on me since I went over the wall at Kingston Penitentiary a couple of years ago. I wasn't a prisoner, I was a cook. I missed my bus, took a shortcut. I had no idea they were going to freak out the way they did. Sirens, the SWAT teams. Even after the guards recognized me, they wanted to throw me into general population. It's not where you want to be when you've been a cook at Kingston Penitentiary. Spent a couple of years putting funny tasting meat in the mouths of convicts. They're going to want to return the favor. So Michael Jackson's dead. That was a big surprise. I had absolutely no idea the Make-A-Wish Foundation had to grant every kid's wish. Really feeling up to snuff tonight, but if you've got a movie with an unconscious woman in it, I'd watch that. So I got an email today from a friend of mine who's over in Moscow on one of those Russian bride hunting junkets. He's been there about 12 hours now. And you gotta know this guy, 41 years old, never had a woman speak to him in his entire life. But apparently now, in an 8-minute conversation through an interpreter, he's made a soul connection with an ambidextrous 23-year-old Olympic gymnast / supermodel / contortionist. And finally gets him. I'm no genius, but if you spend 41 years in North America without a woman even speaking to you, in 12 hours you got a Russian playmate that wants to marry you, wasted a lot of time on the wrong fucking continent. Greg mentioned I just got back from Montreal, and I got to tell you, what a back-assward town that is. Where the hell is a woman supposed to get a dildo after 3 a.m.? I was walking around downtown, and some drunk guy actually came up to me looking for change, and on his neck, he actually had the word drunk tattooed. I had no idea that Alcoholics Anonymous had a concentration camp. The girl I know just dumped her geologist boyfriend. Apparently kept insisting on telling her what kind of rock he was as hard as. Another girl I know is staying with a guy she can't possibly see anything in. And she told me the reason she's staying is because her dog really likes him. Fucking blind chicks. So about driving a couple of weeks ago, and a song comes on the radio, Carrie Underwood's Jesus Take the Wheel. I was a little tired, so I thought, what the hell? $5,000 worth of damage. I really hope her next single is, "Hey Jesus, how about coughing up the fucking deductible?" I actually watched a woman in a "Thanks to Jesus I am saved" t-shirt drown once. I kind of pulled her out, but I knew who'd get all the credit, so... Not a religious guy, I did try. I went to my local church, talked to the priest there. Every question I had for him, he answered with, "It's all part of God's plan. We're all part of God's plan." So I asked him why was the 40-hour-a-week, deeply in debt, nearsighted part of the plan, instead of the Playboy Mansion, six-pack abs, flexible enough to suck my own cock part of the plan. And he answered my question with a question. He said, "You want to suck your own cock?" I do have no religious affiliation, although a lot of people do think I'm Jewish. I'm not. But when I go out to dinner, I do order the kosher meal, so I won't be expected to tip. I do watch CTS, the Christian television station, a lot, because Christian girls are fucking amazingly hot. You know, and I dated a couple of Christian girls, and having sex with them is like playing Simon Says. You know, it really is. You know, can I come on your face? No. God said, "Let me come on your face." Okay. God says doggy style. God says reverse cowgirl, anal. And when you're all done and you tell her you didn't say God says anal, they fucking cry for hours. If you're dating a religious girl, one of those girls who reads you a list of a million things they won't do before you get into bed with them, and when you're in bed with them, you can't convince them to do it, you should hang your head in shame. You know, if you can't convince a 30-year-old girl with an imaginary friend to suck your balls, not much of a man. Just giving you a rest there. I tend to get into a lot of disagreements because I'm always on the opposite side of an issue. For instance, a lot of people think Stephen Hawking's a genius. Personally, I doubt the guy could tie his own shoe. Well, that reminds me, congratulations to me. I won not one, not two, but 3 silver medals recently at the Special Olympics. Fuck Down syndrome kids are fast. I'm just kidding, they're just really distracting. Oh, here's one for you. Autistic charades. Godfather 3. I'm really good at that. Oh man, I went into a dollar store in Bangladesh. Got a lot of nice shit in there. If I was ever captured by a dog the bounty hunter, when I got out, I would go back and watch reruns of his show, and then I would kill the fucking person that ratted me out. Can't stand to see a woman cry, which really cut short my career as a rapist. Someone just said to me, you know, why don't you just use a date rape drug? And I said, I don't like doing all the work in bed. You know? But put my profile up on eharmony.com a couple of weeks ago. Matched me up with my wife. We are truly made for each other. So a couple of friends of mine are expecting a baby, so the whole too circumcised, not to circumcise argument has reared its potentially ugly head. And on the con side, of course, is its mutilation, it's unnecessary surgery. On the pro-circumcision side, it's aesthetically pleasing, and it keeps your hand from slipping off and hitting you in the forehead. I had no idea what a huge issue this is. There's actually a support group for men mourning the loss of their foreskin. I swear. I'd love to go to that meeting, you know, a bunch of guys sitting around in a circle, turtleneck sweaters pulled up over their heads. What the hell are they reminiscing about? Pushing their foreskin on a swing. Milkshake with 2 straws. One guy even went so far as to have his foreskin sewn back on. And the last time I saw like human skin and a sewing machine together was Silence of the Lambs. So that's just pretty creepy. But anyway, circumcised or not circumcised, at least you have a pretty good idea what kind of cock your mother prefers. Internet business a couple of years ago, lost my job there. Maybe you've heard of it, it's called trannysurprise.com. I just couldn't act surprised anymore. It's a cock, I know it's a cock. Watched a lot of TV lately, and speaking of the previous subject, there was a documentary on TV called Trantasia. It was about the first transsexual beauty pageant in Las Vegas. My favorite part of that was the total looks of confusion on orientation day. I was watching the Pet Channel. There's a woman on there who said she knows God put her on this earth to rescue dachshunds. When she said that, I was like, wow, that is pretty specific. Not animals, not dogs, but dachshunds, you know. Can't help but wonder if God said dachshunds or wiener dogs. The big booming voice from the sky would get my attention, but if it said wiener dogs, I would fucking laugh. But anyway, I'm 46 and God hasn't tagged me to do anything, so I have a lot of fucking really spare time. Not doing anything. TV commercial on TV that fucking drives me crazy. It's for herpes medication, where the woman says, I have herpes, he still doesn't. How did that get past a third date? Oh, herpes. Thank Christ, I thought you were going to say you had kids. Been reading a lot lately. I just read a book on misogyny called Why We Can't Stand Those Cunts. I didn't write it. Also read The Diary of Anne Frank. Man, she really had a thing for that Peter guy, didn't she? Just saying, you know, maybe if she spent a little less time concentrating on boys, things would have been different. Thank you. Oh, did you know that Adolf Hitler is an anagram for Jew-hating psycho? And that Jew-hating psycho is an anagram for jigsaw tech phony. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. A little history for you, I don't know if you knew this. Back in 1938, Adolf Hitler banned contraceptives and abortions in Germany. So it turns out Hitler was pro-life. Who knew? I have a day job, second worst job I've ever had in my life. My worst job ever, stripper for kids' birthday party. Before you try and tag me with a pedophile label, I wasn't looking at them, they were looking at me. Barely see through the poker. I did go see a career counselor. He told me to do something I love, something I would do even if I wasn't getting paid. So now I masturbate in front of small groups of women. I will make exceptions for large groups of women. Now, there's actually an internet porn site that caters to this sort of thing. It's called CFNM, Clothed Females, Nude Males. And that's cool, but it's the way they sell it. They say, clothed females humiliate nude males. You know, and it's like, hey Tommy, remember in grade 5 when you had cold and diarrhea and you sneezed and shit your pants? Yeah, Dave, well remember when those 3 hot chicks kept their clothes on, stripped you naked and jerked you off till you came? It's not the same fucking thing! Mine's been my Facebook status for 2.5 years. I'm an open-minded guy, I'll put this out there. I do like to be spanked. You know, from the reaction you can tell why I had to go find a dominatrix to do that. And the only one I could find was over on the Quebec side. And she won't see me anymore because she said I refused to follow orders. I didn't refuse to do anything, I just don't know what bark like a duck means. Say, I'm open-minded, I'll eat a woman's ass, I'll do that. I'm that kind of guy. I love this girl out here. But if you've never done it, I'll give you a little advice. You gotta treat the ass like a swimming pool. You gotta dive right in. Right? Because if you dip, you are not going in. Like I say, I'm open-minded. Just let you picture that. Like I said, I am open-minded. I dated a black girl several years ago. That's not the open-minded part. And she wanted to try something new in the bedroom. And I was like, okay, kind of cool with that. So she told me to lay on the bed. I did that. She came in wearing a trench coat, opened it up, and was wearing a huge white strap-on. White. She fucking ruined everything. Well, get this, a friend of mine actually called me gay the other day because I told him I cried at the end of the movie All-Male Gangbang 4. I'd be a robot not to cry at the end of it. Speaking of movies, you ever seen the movie Rent? I just saw that. Fuck, people with AIDS sing a lot. Holy shit. Don't usually bring the news into my act, but I gotta tell you, this whole thing in the Middle East is tearing my friend Mohammed Goldstein apart. So you ever been fed up, had more than you could take, just wanted to end it all? So you sit on the couch with a 40 of Jack Daniels and a bottle of sleeping pills thinking, if I could just get my wife to take both of these at the same time. I'm married, my wife's pretty cool, doesn't know me nearly as well as she should by now. For instance, the other day she showed me the adhesive tab on her always pads. And on it, I swear to God, it says, have a happy period. The next day we're out and she's being a little bit bitchy. And I'm like, you're not following the instruction. Now, I am married, but if I wasn't married, I think I still want to feel married. You know, so I go to a sex shop and get one of those rubber vaginas. When I brought it home, I put it somewhere where I could see it all the time, but it's really hard to get at. Once in a while I make the effort, but mostly I just master. Like I mentioned, I'm a big fan of television, not the reality show so much, unless you consider Fear Factor a reality show. I love the couples episodes of that show, you know, because the second event always features a woman drinking some disgusting concoction, like earthworms, maggots, and cow brain run through a blender. And I love the way they edit the show, you know, like they focus on the woman chugging this shit back, then the husband's face, then the woman chugging this shit back, then the husband's face. And you can read his mind. You know? He's looking at her going, that bitch has refused to swallow for 50 years. Hey, buddy, tack 50 grand at the headboard, I bet that equation changed. Anyway, you guys have been amazing. My father used to say to me whenever I was feeling frustrated. He used to say, Dave, you don't know frustration until you've dated a deaf girl who insists on talking dirty to you while giving you a hand job. Holy shit, shut the fuck up.
McConnell, everybody. Yeah. Keep it going for 'em.